Welcome to this very special edition of 2CYR-TV. Kathy Dorsch and I are going to share with you some of the dynamic, miraculous things God is doing at Second Chance Youth Ranch. We'll be right back. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. On this very special episode, we have Dr. Kathy Dorsch, a Hebrew scholar, but who cares about all that? We're here to talk about Second Chance Youth Ranch.
That's exactly right.
On this show, Kathy, I think what we're wanting to do is let our viewers get a little insight into what God has been doing at Second Chance Youth Ranch throughout the end of 2022 and all throughout 2023. And the big plans he has for 2024 in regards to impacting hearts and lives through fostering, mentoring, and adopting. And
specifically, how those things are being addressed through this organization, Second Chance Youth Ranch. The banquets every year tell an amazing story. I mean, those of us who get to go in person to the banquet every year, hundreds of people this past year, what amazing, just getting to hear the voices of the children or meet some of the parents. It's always an awesome time.
And people are saying, banquet? What do you mean a banquet? What kind of banquet are you referring to?
Well, you know, every fall there is a fundraising banquet that Second Chance Ranch holds on to, Faithful to the Fatherless, which is a phrase that you coined, Hal.
I did not coin that. I think that was Billy and Rachel.
Really? And I think that it might even be scriptural.
Every year, almost every year, Pastor Happy Caldwell, founder and president of VTN, he'll lean over to me and he'll say, Perry, so what are we doing tonight? I will say, Pastor, I have no idea. I'm not in charge of this. Billy and Rachel started this.
They get a lot done, those two.
And in years past, we did it downtown Little Rock. For years, we suggested that we move it to Benton Convention Center right here in our home county of Saline County. And they weren't sure that people would come. But this year, I believe it was the largest banquet in the history of our banquets at the Benton Convention Center, where we have a meal and we share all the beautiful videos and stories of kids in care that we personally are involved with. And we had about 800 people show up.
That's amazing. And so that's what today's program is all about. Since you couldn't be at the banquet, you want to feel like you've been to hear about the ranch firsthand. And that night is always such a beautiful night. It's so encouraging for those who are partners with the ministry. And for those who have never been partners, they're brought in as guests to enjoy a wonderful night. And I love every year, if you don't mind me telling off on you and your team, every year you'll ask Billy and Rachel, so what are you guys believing for? Maybe about July or August, you start the planning stages. I know there's a lot more that goes in before July or August, but you'll usually ask them, so what are you guys believing for? They'll kind of throw out a figure, and then what do you usually say?
That's not enough.
You usually say, "O ye of little faith."
That's what I say every year.
And even though the bar is not low every year.
Every year they say, well, we don't know if anybody's coming. How can we set a dollar amount to believe God for? I said, who's coming has nothing to do with the dollar amount we're believing God for, because we're believing God for it, not people.
So in this past calendar year, knowing that you guys were doing so much with housing and what, did you have a goal you wanted to maybe reach for? And then what did God do?
Yeah, the day of the banquet, everybody was setting up, and I said, so we really haven't sat down this year and talked a specific amount. She said, oh, well, you told us earlier in the year, and they gave me a figure. I said, there's no way I would have said that, because it was so small, and which was a lot. And they said, I said, well, why don't we believe for 400,000? And they said, well, that's a lot. And as soon as I said that, the Lord said 450. And we'll tell you later in the program how much actually came in, because it was a miracle. We're going to take a break and look at some videos of the houses and all the great things God is doing, and we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Jason Harper. I'm fortunate enough to have served as MC for the very first Faithful to the Fatherless banquet for Second Chance Youth Ranch back in 2014. Whoa, how things have grown over the years. And you know why? It's because of you, faithful supporters, your generosity that has made this ministry grow over the past decade. Tonight we want to celebrate. We want to look back at all the accomplishments and how this ministry has been able to give hope and healing to hundreds of children in foster care. Let's start with the main campus and the amazing Recreation Center, a space built for fun and laughter. Whether it's movie nights, Razorback games, or birthday parties, you name it, it's a source of joy for numerous kids. And for many, it's where they experience their very first birthday party.
Me and my best friend at the ranch loves to play school. We get to play dress up in the rec center. We have a pretend market and an air hockey table. The rec center is a fun place where you can play, and then when you're done, you have to clean up. We usually just dress up and play in the grocery shopping area. Oh, like we cake, we watch TV. Sometimes birthday parties are way too wild.
And who can forget about the fabulous swimming pool, the perfect place to cool off during those hot Arkansas summer months, where foster parents unwind and where kids make unforgettable memories.
We like swimming. We could do handstands. We like to have jumping contests, and we like to dive for toys. And there's a lot of stuff at the pool. I can swim to one end to the other. I love the pool. I jump in it a lot. And also, I'm really good at swimming.
Then there are the beautiful playgrounds that provide the little ones with the freedom to run, climb, and explore, giving them the childhood they deserve.
It's pretty cool to have a playground and a pool at my house. So the first playground has sand and mulch. It has swing, slide, and a climbing wall. I love the playground. I like to play with my friends here. I never want to leave the lounge.
Knowing that the kids at Second Chance Youth Ranch have endured unimaginable trauma, they stepped up to create a therapeutic foster care program. And this program offers specialized training and support to help equip foster parents to meet the unique needs of these brave children.
I can't go home because we live in.
We didn't always have food, we didn't always have water, or we didn't always have a working car.
There's not enough people has a foster home.
Growing beyond their wildest dreams, they've now expanded from 1 campus to 3. With 10 campus homes, they're now able to serve even more families and children. And these homes provide the perfect solution for ensuring that large sibling groups won't be separated.
When the siblings live at my house, I felt sad whenever I was separated from my siblings. Now we're together and it's good. If I couldn't live with my siblings, I would be so sad.
They're also answering the call to help teenage girls that are facing crisis pregnancies. They opened up a dedicated location on the Bryant campus to help serve these young girls. Matter of fact, the very first girl to call this place home is now thriving. Kara is one proud mama to her baby Easton. And their new partnership with the state of Arkansas has been a real game changer. As a private placement agency, they can now open and license foster homes anywhere in the state and offer personalized support like never before.
Hey, welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Don't go away. Our special
Second Chance Youth Ranch is reaching further and deeper into the community. The weekly TV show, made possible thanks to Victory Television Network, is raising awareness about foster care in an unprecedented way. They're also partnering with schools, nonprofits, and foster care organizations to host workshops and conferences, sharing the knowledge gained to equip families for success. But the need continues, and the call to action remains the same. Listen, Arkansas is facing a foster care crisis with nearly 1,000 children without a safe and loving home. As of October 1st, 2023, there are 3,885 children in care, but only 2,902 available beds in foster family homes. Second Chance Youth Ranch is bombarded daily with phone calls and emails about children needing placement. Every single day, they're forced to make the heartbreaking decision to turn away 5 to 10 children who desperately need someone to say yes. There just aren't enough foster homes.
Kids need parents. Come on, become a foster parent. Foster care is, well, parents take care of kids that something happened with their parents. They care for them, they help them to learn, they make sure they're safe, and then they love them.
Listen, every child deserves a second chance, and with your help, we can make that happen. Let's work together to ensure that every child in the state of Arkansas finds a safe and a loving home.
I feel safe here, that I have people that watches over me and make sure I'm safe.
Whenever I feel sad, I can talk to Miss Rachel, Mr. Billy, Miss Sarah, Mr. Andrew, and Aunt JJ.
My foster parents tells me about God. He loves you even more and the most biggest dinosaur in the whole entire world.
So join us on this journey of love and hope. Become a part of Second Chance Youth Ranch's mission to change lives and end the foster care crisis.
Here at the ranch, I love catching lizards. I first started off, I couldn't catch lizards, and then when I caught my first ever lizard, I keep on trying and trying, and then I was an expert lizard catcher. They got tails, they got 4 legs, they got a cute little face, and they had scales.
We want children to walk in and see their home and to feel like they were intentionally thought of.
One, two, three, shout!
We have a family that's moving in today. Super exciting. Are the wives here?
My name is Morgan Cobb. I'm 20 years old, and I currently attend Ouachita Baptist University. Before I was in foster care, I was living in, I was bouncing around homes. I never really had like a set place to live. When we got into foster care, we finally had that type of security, which we were not, well, me and my brother were not used to, especially me, because I was older, and so I had so many memories of everything that happened with our family. I wasn't sure what the ranch was going to be like when I lived there, and it was completely different from what I thought it would be. I wasn't used to being in a house with an adult figure that I didn't know or hadn't grown up with. So I struggled a bit with opening up to people in the house, but I eventually got there. Miss Nicole, I wasn't really sure, again, how to really get along with her or honestly what to say, because I never been in this kind of situation before. Something in me was just like telling me to like, oh, she is someone that you can trust. She is someone that you can rely on.
Morgan was definitely a big reader, and she really liked watching TV. I would say that those were her escapes that she used when she was living in situations that weren't very good for her. And she really did really well with one-on-one time. We did that a lot. She would find me and seek me out to be able to spend time with me. It could be if I was cooking in the kitchen, or if I was driving and she was up front in the seat with me. she would find ways to just really talk and connect with me.
The name that I was born with was Morgan Eugene Hover, which I was never a big fan of my middle name. I mean, it was my grandmother's, but I didn't really like it. I feel like it wasn't like me.
I was like, did you decide to change your name? And she goes, yes, I did. I said, oh, that's wonderful. What are you going to change it to?
I ended up changing my middle name to Nicole.
She chose me to be her name, that I had made that much of an impact on her, that she decided that her safe person, that her person that made her feel safe, made her feel at home, showed her what a parent is, was me.
We met Morgan through searching Project Zero's Heart Gallery. We had looked through that for, honestly, years. And we would sit with the kids and pick out kids that we thought would fit our family. We went into this whole thing thinking that we wanted a little boy. And God gave us a teenage girl.
I was worried that because I was already older than a lot of the kids in foster care, that maybe they wouldn't want an older kid that, you know, already was, I don't know, in high school, halfway through high school, you know, already had like ideas about life set up, goals.
It was kind of that second meeting with Morgan where the kids met her that we saw like they could click, you know, like it just all kind of came together.
My parents, they are honestly not what I expected them to be. I mean, I had like an idea kind of what parents should be or would be in my head, but they are really amazing for kind of just taking me in. You know, I was 17. They took in a 17-year-old girl into their home with their other two kids.
People say all the time, oh, she's so lucky to have y'all. And man, I think just the opposite. I mean, because our relationship with the Lord is stronger than it ever has been. And we've told Morgan that it's because of you. I mean, you brought us closer to the Lord. And hopefully she sees that in us too.
Children need to know that no matter what happens, that they are loved by their foster parent, and that they, no matter what they do, if they mess something up, if they ever do something wrong, it's not going to just take away all the love that that foster parent has for them. It's not, nothing you can do is going to change the way that someone else feels for you.
Everything that we heard about Second Chance Ranch from Morgan and from a staff member and then her foster mom there, it just felt like home to Morgan.
It changed Morgan's life.
I'm Mallory and I am 12 years old.
I am Brittany and I am 10 years old. I'm Austin, I'm 8 years old.
I like to listen to music and like play games on my phone and draw.
I like to play games and listen to music and draw. Same. I like to play with toys, play pretend. I love Mallory because she's sweet and kind. I love Austin because he's fun to play with and he's really nice.
I love my sister because she always knows how to make me feel better and how to take care of her brothers and her sisters. I love Austin because he's really fun and he's very adventurous and he loves to play around and
cheeseburgers. I love Mallory because she's fun to play with and I love her really much. I love Brittany because she's also fun to play with, and I love her.
I want to be with my siblings because they've always been there for me and they've been there for each other. And they always like know what's going on, and like if someone's hurt and their feelings are hurt, they always know how to cheer them up.
Because I love my siblings and they're really nice to me, and that's why.
And I don't feel very healthy because we haven't been with each other and we're always moving around different places because we don't have each other.
How long have you been separated?
About 2 years. Yeah. I hate living without my brother and sister, and I love them very much.
We all want to be together because when we were little, we were scared and we didn't know how to like deal with it. So I was always there to try to comfort them and try to keep them safe.
Every time when we were at our mom's house, she just kept on saying cuss words to me and beating us up.
We would also like to have a good home, a healthy home.
One that cares about us.
Yes. And a mother that would buy us anything that we need. And a father that would love us.
I'm about to cry because it's sad. If I'm not with my family, and I would be really sad.
We would always want to be together because every time we're separated, we either get put into different facilities.
I want to live out in the country because I love the country.
Yes, we like to have horses, ducks, chickens, dogs, cats,
pigs, cows. I would want to go to a festival or something, or play games and do fun stuff with them. I would like to go to a movie theater and go on trips together. If I won the lottery, I would buy something for my brother and sister for a gift.
I would buy anything that my sister needs or my brother, and I would also want to cook food for the homeless people.
I would buy internet for anybody that does, and houses for them to live in. If I had one wish, I would love to live with my whole family.
If I had one wish, I'd wish that we can be together and keep us safe no matter what happens, and make sure no one hurts us.
I would wish that we can be together in a home, adopted.
Well, that was a little brief break, wasn't it, Kathy?
I'm telling you, there's a lot you can say about what happens here that you can say in 15 or 20 minutes.
So our viewers just witnessed our banquet. They've heard the sweet voices of children in care. Yes. They've heard from one of our graduates who was adopted named Morgan. They just saw...
she's been on one of our programs before. We've shared her story before.
And they saw the ribbon cutting of our newest home, home number 10, that we just cut the ribbon just recently.
Beautiful home with a family living there already.
5-bedroom, 3-bath, debt-free home in Saline County, next door to the one we dedicated in December.
Yes.
And then in January of 2023, we dedicated our girls' home for girls in crisis with babies.
Which has had a girl and a baby ever since.
Oh,
that
one
couldn't have
girl's
happened
gone
any
home.
sooner
She's just
or
part
too
of our
soon.
family now, her and her precious little guy.
Yeah.
And another young lady, she's just about 14 years old, and she has a beautiful little boy. And we get to be a part of that faith journey.
Yes, absolutely.
And you joke with me all the time. Everybody on set jokes about how much I talk. But when you see what God's doing, it's just like shout it from the rooftops.
Well, and you're trying to solve a crisis. You're trying to solve the fact that nearly 5,000 children in this state need a place to grow up. They don't need to be sleeping on couches. They need to be in a home, in a family. We want, you know, we believe that it's a solvable crisis in our state. And man, you have sure done your part. It's like you stepped into it and the Lord just stepped right in with you to help you do
we are
much.
so blessed to be a part of a body of people in Arkansas and organizations. And we can name so many of them, Compact and Baptist Children's Home, and just a long list of organizations like ours that we're all working together with DCFS to solve the crisis of kids in crisis and foster care. Hundreds of children who do not have foster homes. We need foster families, and that's people just like you. Now, we ended the last segment though, Kathy. We were talking about how much were we trying to raise this year. We dedicated a house in December, another one in January, another one in November.
Paid for and debt-free because of the faithfulness of support and help that came through.
It was about those houses at $100 to $110 a foot. I contract them for free. That's probably, one house was 2,530 square feet, another was about 2,200 square feet, and the other was about 1,800 square feet. So it's about $700,000 worth of properties that we built so that our foster parents have a beautiful home, and those children walk into those homes and they say, this is my house.
Right.
Somebody loves me. And we say, yes, we do, and Jesus does.
He loves you big.
And we had this phenomenal Benton Convention Center, Faithful to the Fatherless Banquet. We were believing God, and we thought we were off the charts for $450,000. Does anybody want to know how much?
I want to know how much.
Tell me, Kathy, do you know?
I know that God was exceeding abundantly above all you asked or thought.
Well, with pledges, donations, monthly pledges, one-time gifts, and the gifts that night, $740,000+.
Praise the Lord.
And we take none of that for salaries. That is totally to provide more homes. I'm in conversation with developers and builders that are going to help me in 2024. My prayer is it will build at least 2, if not 3, could do more, homes for more foster children, and we need you to be involved. Maybe you're going to be one of those foster families to move into one of these new homes.
And you're putting in a playground behind the homes.
Putting in a playground. Even as we speak, they met this morning about another playground for our children, and we need you to be involved right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch. Call us, email us, and let us know. We'll see you next week right here. Bye-bye.